Los Angeles, a city whose very name conjures images of possibility, ambition, and reinvention. From the moment you see its sprawling skyline, you sense the energy that pulses through its streets, a magnet for dreamers from every corner of the globe. The name itself sounds like a promise, a city built on dreams, where people chase fame, fortune, and California sunshine. Every day, thousands arrive, hoping to write their own stories in the land of opportunity, drawn by the allure of movie magic, music, and the hope of a better life. We see the Hollywood sign, glamorous boulevards, and endless beaches in movies, but the real city is more complex. Behind the iconic landmarks and palm-lined avenues, Los Angeles is a tapestry woven from countless cultures, backgrounds, and personal histories. It's a place where dreams are made, but also where they can be broken. Beyond the postcard views, another story unfolds, the struggle of those for whom the dream has become a daily fight for survival. For many, the city's promise remains just out of reach, replaced by the harsh reality of high rents, job insecurity, and the ever-present threat of displacement. Tents under freeways, makeshift shelters, and people with shopping carts reveal a crisis of homelessness that shadows the city's glitter. The contrast is stark. Luxury apartments rise above sidewalks lined with encampments, a reminder that prosperity and poverty exist side by side. This is the reality of Los Angeles, hope and hardship side by side. The city's beauty is undeniable, but so is its struggle. For every story of success, there are countless others of resilience in the face of adversity. To truly know this city, we must look past the glamour and see the people behind the statistics. Each person living on the streets has a story, a journey marked by challenges, setbacks, and, sometimes, small victories. Volunteers and outreach workers offer compassion and support, reminding us that humanity thrives even in the toughest circumstances. The greatness of a city is measured by how it cares for its most vulnerable. In Los Angeles, countless individuals and organizations work tirelessly to provide food, shelter, and hope, striving to bridge the gap between the city's promise and its reality. This is the story of Los Angeles in 2025, a city of dreams, challenges, and profound humanity. It is a place where hope persists, where communities come together, and where the true spirit of the city is found not just in its landmarks, but in the resilience and compassion of its people. To grasp the scale of LA's crisis, start with the numbers. Over 158,000 people are homeless in Los Angeles County. That's more than the population of many cities, living in cars, parks, shelters, or on sidewalks. Skyrocketing housing costs, stagnant wages, and sudden emergencies push families over the edge. Homelessness now affects families, students, seniors, and disproportionately people of color. Each number is a person with a story and a right to dignity. This isn't a personal failing, it's a systemic one, a breakdown in our safety nets. Every tent and sleeping bag is a call for compassion and urgent action. The numbers are overwhelming, but they demand that we see the crisis and respond. Maria, a hotel housekeeper, worked tirelessly to provide for her 2 children in a tiny apartment. Every morning she woke before sunrise, quietly preparing for another long shift, determined to keep her family afloat. Her days were filled with endless sheets to change, floors to scrub, and rooms to clean, all while her mind raced with worries about her children's future. Despite her exhaustion, Maria always tried to greet her kids with a smile, hoping to shield them from the weight of her struggles. When her rent jumped 40%, she couldn't keep up. The bills piled up on the kitchen table, each envelope a reminder of how quickly things could unravel. Maria tried to negotiate, but the landlord was firm. The fear of losing their home became a constant shadow, making every day feel heavier. Evicted, she packed their lives into her car, telling her kids it was an adventure. She tried to make it feel like a game, hiding her own heartbreak as she tucked their favorite toys into bags. The car became their new home, filled with whispered bedtime stories and quiet reassurances that things would get better. Nights in the car were cold and frightening. The darkness outside pressed in, and Maria lay awake, listening to her children's breathing, worrying about their safety. She wrapped them in blankets, doing her best to keep them warm, but the uncertainty was always there. Maria juggled work, exhaustion, and her children's growing anxiety. She worked double shifts, barely sleeping, her mind constantly racing with worries. Her children, once carefree, now clung to her, their questions about when they'd have a real home again breaking her heart. She searched for help, feeling shame but refusing to give up. Maria visited community centers, scanned bulletin boards, and asked for advice wherever she could. Each time she reached out, she battled the fear of being judged, but her determination to find a better life for her children kept her going. A flyer at the library led her to a family solutions center. It promised support for families in crisis, and though Maria was hesitant, she knew she had to try. The hope that someone might finally understand her struggle gave her the courage to walk through the door. For the first time, someone listened without judgment and connected her to resources. The social worker offered a kind smile and a listening ear, helping Maria feel seen and heard. She learned about programs for housing, food, and school support, resources she never knew existed. Maria was placed on a waiting list for transitional housing. Her kids got school support. The process was slow, but for the first time in months, Maria felt a glimmer of hope. Her children received backpacks and supplies, and she began to believe that stability was possible. It wasn't a quick fix, but hope returned. The family moved into temporary housing, where they could finally sleep safely at night. Maria watched the sunrise with her children, feeling a sense of possibility she hadn't felt in a long time. Maria's fight continues, but now she's not alone. She attends support groups, connects with other families, and leans on a community that understands her journey. Each day brings new challenges, but also new reasons to keep going. Her story is one of resilience and the power of reaching out. Maria's courage and determination inspire those around her, proving that even in the darkest times, hope can be found and that no one should have to face hardship alone. For 2 decades, David's life was defined by hard work and routine. He spent 20 years in construction, building homes from the ground up, shaping wood and steel into safe havens for families. Each morning, he'd lace up his boots before sunrise, proud to be part of something lasting. His hands, calloused and strong, were a testament to years of dedication and skill. With a steady paycheck, he provided for his family and enjoyed the simple pleasures of a stable life. But one day, a sudden, sharp pain in his back changed everything. A serious injury ended his career in an instant, leaving him unable to return to the job he loved. As weeks turned into months, medical bills piled up on the kitchen table. The cost of treatment, combined with lost wages, became overwhelming. David's sense of security began to crumble. The stress and pain led him down a dark path, and addiction slowly took hold, making it even harder to cope. His wife, unable to bear the strain, eventually left. The bank foreclosed on their home. At 52, David found himself with nothing but a tent and a few belongings, setting up shelter on a busy downtown sidewalk. The world he once knew felt impossibly far away. Each day became a battle for survival, finding enough food to eat, clean water to drink, and a safe place to sleep. Even the most basic needs became daily challenges. But perhaps the hardest part was the loss of dignity. David felt invisible, as if the world moved on without noticing him. People hurried past, rarely making eye contact, and he struggled with the shame of his new reality. Yet even in the harshest circumstances, there were glimmers of hope. On the streets, he discovered a sense of community among others facing similar struggles. Sam, a neighbor in the encampment, reached out to David. He showed him where to find hot meals, clean clothes, and a place to shower. With Sam's encouragement, David took a brave step and sought addiction treatment. He joined a support group where he met others who understood his pain and offered encouragement. It was a small step, but for David, it marked the beginning of a new chapter. The man who once built homes for others now works to rebuild his own life, piece by piece. Each day, he finds small victories, fixing a broken zipper on his tent, helping a neighbor, or simply making it through another night. As the sun rises over the city, David faces each new day with determination. He knows the road ahead is long, but he's learned that hope can be found even in the darkest places. His story is a powerful reminder. Homelessness can happen to anyone, regardless of how secure life may seem. It can strike suddenly, upending everything in its path. But hope can begin with a single act of kindness, a shared meal, a listening ear, or a helping hand. For David and so many others, these moments of compassion are the first steps toward rebuilding a life. For visitors, Los Angeles dazzles. Griffith Observatory views Hollywood's stars, Beverly Hills luxury. But just blocks from the glamour, tents line the streets, and the contrast is jarring. Venice Beach's boardwalk bustles with tourists and artists, but also shelters hundreds with nowhere else to go. Parks become encampments, families play beside people living in poverty. This duality is everywhere, beauty and pain, side by side. For travelers, it's unsettling. forcing us to confront realities we might ignore at home. LA isn't just a list of attractions. It's a city of real people and real problems. Seeing the crisis up close challenges us to rethink what it means to visit and to care. Behind every facade, there are human stories waiting to be seen. For LA's homeless, every day is a battle for survival. Tents must be packed up before dawn, possessions hauled through the city. Finding a bathroom or clean water is a daily ordeal. Public restrooms are scarce, and hygiene is a constant challenge. Food is uncertain. Long lines at soup kitchens, little nutrition, constant anxiety. The stress wears down body and spirit. Privacy is non-existent, and sleep is rare. The psychological toll is immense, feeling invisible, exposed, and unsafe. Every simple act, eating, washing, resting, becomes a struggle. This relentless hardship makes escaping homelessness even harder. Survival is a full-time job with no relief in sight. Amid the crisis, Louisiana's spirit endures through its helpers. Outreach teams walk the streets, building trust and connecting people to services. They offer more than supplies. They offer dignity and hope. Shelters and transitional housing provide safety, support, and a chance to rebuild. Demand far exceeds supply, but every bed is a new beginning. Grassroots volunteers, church groups, and ordinary citizens step up with meals, hygiene kits, and kindness. Small acts, sharing water, listening, offering a smile, create ripples of hope. These helpers remind us no one is forgotten. Compassion and solidarity are the city's true lifelines. In the darkest times, these sparks of humanity keep hope alive. The root of progress is empathy, seeing the person, not just the problem. Homelessness affects everyone. It's a shared responsibility. We can all help, learn, talk, volunteer, donate, advocate, support leaders and policies that expand housing, mental health care, and fair wages. Maria and David's stories show homelessness can happen to anyone. Building a community of care means creating a safety net for all. Every act of kindness matters, restoring dignity, breaking stigma, and inspiring change. A city's strength is measured by how it lifts its most vulnerable. Together, we can make home a reality for everyone. Our journey through Los Angeles ends, but your role is just beginning. This isn't just LA's story, it's a story of humanity, struggle, and hope. The city's contrasts challenge us to be more than tourists. They invite us to be witnesses and allies. Next time you travel, look beyond the landmarks, see the people, hear their stories. Let empathy move you to action, not guilt. Hope is an active choice. Believe change is possible, and do your part. Support organizations, use your voice, and let your travels enrich others' lives. Together, we can build a world where a safe, dignified life is a reality for all. The city of dreams can be a city of hope, if we choose to make it so. The story continues with you.